Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, February 3. Government has mobilized resources across several ministries as it takes a coordinated approach to minimize the impact of the Zika virus on Jamaica. The response is being led by the Ministry of Health, and in a national broadcast Tuesday night, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller said the necessary funds were being provided for the intervention.
The Ministry of Health will spend an additional $200 million to deal with the Zika virus threat. At the same time, a major cleanup campaign will be undertaken by the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing under the JEEP program with funding from the Tourism Enhancement Fund.
Prior to that broadcast, the Prime Minister met with members of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica to update them on government's plans. PSOJ President William Mahfood said companies were fully on board and would be mobilizing staff members to carry out sensitization campaigns starting at their own business places. And more details on government's Zika response plan were provided in a press briefing at Jamaica House yesterday. Simone Wolf has more in this report.
The World Health Organization has declared the Zika virus infection a public health emergency of international concern. In response to the threat and one confirmed local case, the Health Ministry has activated its National Emergency Operations Center. Fever and rash surveillance has also been heightened island-wide, while a fogging blitz began in the Portmore community where the first case was confirmed Friday night. 1,894 households in and around that community have also been visited.
They are visited to check for fever, and interviews were conducted with 1,355 persons. Blood samples were collected from 15 persons arising out of the visits to these 1,894 homes. And these were sent off to the lab in Trinidad.
At the national level, 200 volunteers will be drawn from the National Youth Service, some of whom will be trained by the Ministry of Health and deployed to the high-risk parishes for a period of 4 weeks.
They'll be trained by the Ministry of Health in terms of what is necessary. They'll be deployed, they'll give out the pamphlets and information, and the NYS will actually pay them a stipend of $7,000 per week.
Other NYS volunteers will focus on public education through the social media platforms, while another set will be assigned to help members of Parliament execute their cleanup campaigns across all constituencies. In addition to leading this Friday's National Cleanup Day in schools, the Education Ministry will be providing educational institutions with repellents.
If we could, we'd like some repellent to be available in every classroom, but if that's not possible, certainly in every school.
School administrators are also mandated to look for and remove current and potential mosquito breeding sites once per week. And the local government ministry is making funds available to clean gullies while assisting with the Health Ministry's public education campaign.
The program includes town hall meetings, flyers, town criers, ads, radio and cable. We have trained 863 persons to join residents already this year to disseminate information and to try to identify and destroy breeding sites.
The Jamaica Defense Force JDF is also supporting government's Zika virus response plan. Chief of Defense Staff Major General Anthony Anderson says the military has been helping to destroy mosquito breeding sites and supporting the dissemination of information to the public.
What we do is track it, see what's happening across the region with respect to Zika virus and where it's moving to, looking at some of the challenges that other places have had, like Brazil, and we deploy our men to whatever is required.
Major General Anderson was speaking at a press conference following the 14th Caribbean Nations Security Conference CANSEC held last week. In other news, farmers in 10 parishes across the island will be benefiting from rehabilitated roadways by the end of this financial year. Contracts valuing $182 million were signed for the repairs of 22 farm roads at Jamaica House on Tuesday. The funds were disbursed under Phase 2 of the National Farm Roads Rehabilitation Program.
The activities being undertaken include resurfacing, patching, cleaning, construction and improvement to drainage, central maintenance and improvement.
The National Farm Roads Rehabilitation Program is expected to impact over 220,000 farmers, increasing access to their farms and markets for their produce. And finally, with forecast for less than normal rainfall between January and March, a call is being made for persons to install rainwater harvesting systems. Water Minister Robert Pickersgill made the call, saying the rainwater could be used for domestic and agricultural use in times of need.
The government, under the instruction of the Prime Minister, has advised, and I know the Minister of Agriculture is doing it, we're going to help out with some black tanks. And my ministry too will be trying to help you with some black tanks. So any way you can preserve the water, make sure you do it.
In the meantime, he said the ministry was finalizing rainwater harvesting guidelines for the parish councils, which would be overseeing the implementation at the local level. And that's it for GIS News today. Amandra Chisholm, thank you for watching.